Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again, taking those source materials and really digging in to pull out the insights for you.
That's right. And today we're headed to San Francisco.
A city that's, well, it's gorgeous, but it has this really brutal edge too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's got these wild origins, Gold Rush Town, the Barbary Coast, just chaos.
But then it's also this cultural spawning ground. You've got the beats, the hippies.
And incredible diversity, socially, politically. Our source even calls it, believe it or not, the porno movie capital.
Ah, right. It's full of these paradoxes. The source mentions cops barricaded in their own stations, communism and capitalism bumping shoulders. It's a lot.
It really is a complex place.
And right into the middle of all this steps Mack Bolan, the executioner.
Former GI jungle warfare specialist, now fighting his own war against the National Crime Network, as he puts it.
And the source makes a big point about his difference. He's not killing for revenge, not for money.
No, he sees it as duty. Like a soldier taking out targets who are, in his view, unfit for survival because they operate outside the law.
They've stepped into the jungle, so jungle law applies.
That's his logic, yeah.
Yeah.
Cold, calculated. It's not personal vengeance for him.
So today's mission, we're diving deep into California Hit. It's this really detailed account of Bolan hitting San Francisco.
Yeah, his arrival, his first moves.
Yeah.
It peels back the layers on the crime scene there. The alliances, the surprising players.
We're going to unpack his tactics, how the underworld reacts, which is pretty dramatic, and the twist that, well, they really complicate things for him. Even for Bolan.
Okay, so Bolan doesn't just drift into town. He makes an entrance.
Oh, yeah. The source says he had this bone feeling about San Francisco, these steady vibrations.
Yeah, this plan. Pure blitzkrieg. Thunder and lightning, death and destruction, shock and panic. That's the quote.
He spends 3 nights doing recon, identifying targets, figuring out ranks, functions, basically marking them.
And he zeroes in on the China Gardens nightclub in North Beach.
Which wasn't just some swanky spot.
Not at all. It was described as a bag drop, a crossroads. Super strategic.
Intelligence showed big players met there, gambling czars, narcotics bosses.
His target selection was very deliberate, very smart.
And his gear for the trek hit a mix of heavy firepower, like a satchel charge, a machine pistol.
But also stealth.
Oh.
The silenced Beretta Brigadier, it fits that blitzkrieg idea. Shock and awe, but precise.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The plan hits a snag immediately.
The explosion goes off, and then...
This woman, Mary Ching, runs right into the blast zone, completely unexpected.
Now, Bolan.
Instincts kick in. The source calls it a killer linebacker move. He dives, shields her with his own body.
Wow. So that clean hit and fade plan.
Yeah, it's instantly compromised. This one act changes things right from the start.
Meanwhile, across town, the mob feels the shockwave. Literally.
Capo Roman DeMarco, 72 years old, gets woken up by the fireworks. He is not happy.
Understandable.
He immediately calls in his top guys, Franco Laurentis, Crazy Franco, the enforcer,
Always a colorful name.
Vincenzo Ciprio, East Bay underboss, and Thomas Arici, Peninsula underboss. The whole crew.
And they get an eyewitness account, right? From someone named Maddie.
Yeah, and he's terrified. Describes Bolan all in black, like an executioner, moving like a panther, eyes like ice. Really paints a picture.
And DeMarco's reaction tells you everything.
Absolutely. He orders a total freeze on everything.
Like how total?
A $2 million import deal, frozen. Ciprio's entire narcotics network shut down. That's fear. Deep fear.
Wow. That shows the kind of respect, or maybe terror, Bolan commands instantly.
And then there's this moment with Laurentis, Crazy Franco. He tries to act tough. Bolan is just a lucky punk.
But DeMarco shuts that down fast.
Instantly makes Bolan his problem. Your worry, he says, just dumps it all on the enforcer.
Classic mob politics. Shifting blame, testing loyalty.
Exactly. You can feel the internal tensions ratchet up right there.
Okay, so what about the cops? They must be all over this.
They are. We meet Detective Sergeant Bill Phillips. He's with the Brushfire squad.
Specialized unit for organized crime violence, right? In this age of growing political anarchy, as the source puts it.
Yeah, he's portrayed as professional, calm, kind of contrast to his boss, Captain Barney Gibson.
Who the source just flat out says did not like black people.
Yeah, pretty blunt. So the scene is grim. 10 dead total, 6 by gunshot, 4 from the blast.
And the clue.
The critical clue, a military marksman's medal clutched in a dead gunman's hand. Phillips sees it.
And knows immediately.
Mack Bolan. The name hits him hard.
So Phillips understands the implications right away.
Oh, yeah. He realizes this means Little World War III is about to break out in San Francisco. And his boss, Matchison, tells him, basically, give this guy space.
Let him operate. That's unusual.
Well, it sets the stage. And for Phillips, as we'll see, it gets very personal.
Okay, so after the initial chaos, Bolan follows Mary Ching, the woman he saved.
Right, follows her to her apartment in Chinatown. Place of quiet dignity and beauty, the source says. But then, a surprise.
What kind of surprise?
2 sleeping Caucasian girls, Panda Bear and Cynthia.
Which connects back to that porno movie capital, Abel, right?
Exactly. It pulls Bolan into a whole different layer of the San Francisco underworld. Cynthia's a real live movie star, skin flicks, Midsummer Night's Wet Dream, stuff like that.
And the source mentions her organic honesty, her casual nudity. It's a strange contrast to Bolan's world.
It really is. It highlights just how layered the city is. So Mary Ching, she's not just some random person caught in the blast.
No, she reveals she's actually a spy, freelancing without license for 2 years.
And get this, she has a law degree. Used to work for Hoover at the FBI.
Okay, wow. That adds a lot of complexity to her character immediately.
Who is she really working for?
Good question. Which brings us to Daniel Warfan,
Head of the San Francisco Tongs, the Chinese secret societies.
The source gives some history. Old Tongs involved in opium, gambling, murder, usual vices.
And now, the leadership supposedly shifted, more respectable, focused on business, politics. Yet Warfan talks about a greater evil. He mentions a Red China connection, this huge invisible market dealing in everything.
So potential common ground with Bolan, maybe? Against a bigger threat?
You'd think. But Bolan? He shuts it down, sticks to his lone wolf thing. I live by the hour. I have to fight my war my way. No allies.
That refusal runs deep for him, doesn't it? Based on everything he's been through.
Definitely. But that stance gets tested almost immediately.
Oh, so.
Ralph the Pretender, one of Laurentis' guys, ambushes Mary's apartment. And then Mary confesses to Bolan.
Confesses what?
The story she told him earlier about counterfeit art treasures. She made it up.
So what was she really doing?
Gathering intel for Warfan. He had the China Gardens under surveillance, not because of art, but because he's worried about the U.S. government leaning toward an accommodation of mainland China.
And the American underworld getting involved with Red China.
Exactly. So it's this tangled mess of local crime, international politics, corporate espionage. Everyone's got an angle.
This whole situation pushes Bolan to a breaking point, doesn't it? The source calls it a point of crisis.
Yeah, a deep, deep revulsion for what he's doing, what he's become, weary of the constant mistrust, the suspicion, feeling like just a man.
It's a moment of profound doubt. Can he really conquer a city alone?
But then, fascinatingly, he finds his answer in poetry. T.S. Eliot.
We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men leaning together.
That line becomes like an inner angel for him. It reaffirms his path, his need to stand alone. It actually strengthens his resolve.
And that leads to a change.
A physical one, yeah. He adopts role camouflage, gets a job with Bay Messengers, Inc., and he gets a new weapon.
The famous .44 automag.
The source calls it awesome, a high punch hunter's handgun, chosen for its raw power, sure, but also for the psycho warfare effect. It's meant to terrify.
Okay, so the conflict is escalating. We meet Tony Rivoli Jr., Tiger of the Hill.
He's the capo's house captain, literally grew up in the DeMarco family.
But there are rumors about his father's death.
Yeah.
Maybe a setup by DeMarco himself.
Right, yet Rivoli has this intense, almost strange loyalty to the Don, and a mean streak, particularly with women, the source notes.
And Rivoli wants Bolan alive.
Yeah.
Setting up defenses.
Defenses Bolan walks right through, disguised as a Bay Messengers guy.
And he doesn't just sneak in.
No way! Pure psychological warfare. He delivers that military marksman's medal personally to Rivoli.
Sending a message. The mark of death isn't for the old capo. It's for the tiger.
Exactly. A direct, incredibly bold taunt.
Which leads directly to the Wang Dang Do showdown.
Inside the mansion. Smoke, chaos, Bolan using that massive .44 auto mag.
And then a really critical moment.
Right.
He runs into Sergeant Bill Phillips again.
Yeah. And Phillips recognizes him, calls him Wang Dang Do.
Which isn't just random. It's a code, right, from Vietnam.
Exactly. From Penetration Team Able, Bolan's old unit. Wang Dang Do with their grim inside joke for a kill mission, a rub-out.
So that name instantly connects their past. Bolan was the leader. Phillips a graduate of the team.
It puts Phillips in an impossible spot. The source calls it an agonizing real-life nightmare. Duty versus history. Bolan saved his life back then.
And there are other survivors from that team in SF.
Yeah, Herman Gadgets, Schwartz, and Rosario politician Blancanales, living under new names but still marked by the mob.
So Phillips has orders to bring Bolan in with a burning passion even.
But he lets him go, acknowledges the debt, the shared past, calls it a truce, maybe. It's complex.
Bolan has other connections too, doesn't he? This Leo Turin.
Right, Turin. Undercover cop, but also a Kippo regime back east. He's Bolan's intelligence line.
And the news Turin sends is bad.
Chilling. Bolan's kid brother, Johnny, and their caretaker, Valentino Corrente, are missing. Abducted.
Okay, that changes everything. It makes the war deeply personal.
Especially the source notes when it involves women and children. That's a line for Bolan, so he makes a move. A risky one.
He approaches Captain Gibson.
A prejudiced one.
Yeah. He pitches Gibson as this old-school cop who will bend the rules to protect his city, offers him a deal.
What kind of deal? A clean sweep. Bolan takes the mob bosses. Gibson handles the bottom feeders, the street-level stuff.
An unofficial, very dangerous alliance.
Born out of desperation, really. It completely blurs the lines.
And this ties into larger conspiracies, beyond just the San Francisco mob.
It seems so. Bolan sends word to Augie Marinello, the East Coast boss, about a potential conspiracy.
Involving this mysterious Mr. King.
Yeah. King wants to dominate West Coast trade with mainland China, potentially cutting out the established mob. Big power play.
And at the same time, you've got other players making moves.
Right. Crazy Franco Laurentis, the enforcer with the Napoleon complex. He makes a deal with Daniel Wofan, the Tong leader.
An unlikely pairing. Laurentis and Wofan, who has ties to Taiwan.
Making a marriage of convenience, the source says, specifically to kill the Chi-Com trade. It's just layers upon layers of betrayal and shifting alliances. Everyone's leaning together for their own game.
Okay, so amidst all this high-level maneuvering, Bolan's focus snaps back to those girls, Panda and Cynthia.
Right. Mary Ching tells him their porno studio on Geary is closed up tight, which is weird. Bolan checks it out.
And finds trouble.
Laurentis' guys, Chinese boys, but described as ornery, not smooth operators. And the girls. It's bad.
How bad?
Welted and puffy faces, dried blood on Cynthia's mouth. They're terribly, terribly unhappy, brutalized.
Why? What happened?
Turns out Panda has a leaky mouth. She
Okay.
talked too much, probably revealed something about Bolan or Mary.
So they put themselves and Bolan in danger.
Yeah, but Bolan doesn't resent them, sees them as just kids caught up in it all.
So where do they go from there?
To a houseboat in Sausalito called Bay Savers.
And this is where things go sideways again, isn't it?
Big time. Cynthia, totally naive, mentions, "Oh, Mr. Verici gave us the boat."
Verici. As in Thomas Verici, the Peninsula underboss.
Yeah, very same. Also known as Tom the Broker, the invisible director of Bay Savers, the connection clicks for Bolan.
It's a trap.
The most outrageously obvious setup, he realizes. He walked right into it, left his caution behind because he was focused on the girls.
And a firefight erupts.
Intense. Bolan only escapes by shooting the mooring cables, sending the whole houseboat drifting out into the bay.
And Mary Ching, she holds her own.
More than holds her own, provides cover fire. The source says, she was good, she was damned good. Another surprise from her.
Police sirens are coming.
Yeah, the girls are panicking. Bolan gives Cynthia the marksman's medal as an explanation for the cops, leaving his calling card, basically.
Back ashore, Mary seems confident Bolan's plan with Gibson is working.
Yeah, she says Bolan made Gibson's life. Meanwhile, Bolan goes after Laurentis.
Infiltrates his penthouse, this rich stronghold.
Yeah, but it's empty. Laurentis' men have bailed, he's alone, and terrified.
Why the sudden fear?
He got a call from DeMarco, furious, and there's mention of an estate contract, basically a death pact. If I die by Bolan, you die by the paper.
So Laurentis is trapped.
Bolan gives him an ultimatum. Die now, for sure, or take an outside chance. Call Verici and Ciprio, offer them a deal under him, force them to show their hand.
Forcing the mob to lean together again, but this time under duress, exposing all the cracks.
Exactly. It's a move designed to break them from within.
And things are accelerating at the DeMarco mansion, too.
Frantic activity, conference calls with the National Commission, Franco making his desperate calls to Verici and Ciprio. They're drawing up new contracts, presumably uniting against Bolan.
And Gibson's moving, too. Secret warrants.
Yeah. A police source tips someone off. Warrants for Chinatown, Little Italy. It shows how messy the official response is, kind of uncoordinated.
DeMarco's getting desperate, trying to reach Mr. King.
Finally secures a meeting at Twin Peaks. The mob, even Wofan, they're all going, leaning together to the bitter end.
Bolan follows them, To Twin Peaks, the geographic heart of the city.
Right. And there, the final reveal. Mr. King.
Who is he?
He's the fourth Chinese man at the meeting, a powerful, respectable figure. The source calls it a massive irony. This confirms the deep alliance at the very top.
The ultimate consolidation of power.
And Bolan ends it, ruthlessly. Takes out the entire group.
All of men.
Lost their stuffing, as the source puts it. Just a horizontal heap of carnal garbage. It's brutal.
And then, inevitably, Phillips shows up again.
He followed Bolan, put it together. Another moment of confrontation, of understanding. Phillips acknowledges Bolan's nature, the wang-dang-do, the rub-out artist.
And lets him go. Again.
Beauty, loyalty, shared history. It's all tangled up. Phillips lets the executioner walk away. Wow. What a deep dive that was into California hit. We've really seen the layers peeled back on San Francisco's underworld, haven't we?
Absolutely. From the traditional mob stuff to these surprising alliances with Chinese tongs. The Red China angle.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly complex.
And the police side, too. The internal conflicts, Captain Gibson, Sergeant Phillips.
And Bolan himself. Those personal connections, Mary Ching, the girls, Phillips. They forced him to confront his whole lone wolf existence.
It really does show you, doesn't it? The world is rarely what it seems on the surface.
Definitely. Hidden motives, loyalties shifting constantly, the real human cost. You always have to read between the lines. Bolan learned just how interconnected that national crime network really was.
And that ending note from the source, Bolan heading east immediately. His war, which started broad, is now intensely personal.
Driven by the threat to Johnny and Val, it hammers home that point. Even the executioner, this one-man army, can't truly stand alone. Some things got too deep.
So it leaves you thinking, right, in this kind of world where the lines blur between good guys and bad guys, friend and foe, where justice itself sometimes has to operate outside the law, what does winning even look like?
Yeah, and what's left? What remains sacred, if anything, in that kind of human jungle?
Definitely something to mull over. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.